Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an atom breakdown. I'm going to be explaining how and where to find each part of an atom. Atoms are made up of three parts, and these three parts are called subatomic particles. These three parts are, first, the proton, which is the positively charged particle, and does make up part of the weight of the atom. Then we have the neutrons, which are the neutrally charged, or a particle with no charge, and it does have weight. And then we have the electrons, which are like the evil, negatively charged particle, and these have no weight. Then, looking at a little bit more of a diagram of an atom, where these subatomic particles are located, there's two main parts of the atom, the nucleus and the electron cloud. The nucleus is made up of the protons and the neutrons, and this is where the weight of the atom is placed. And then we have the electron cloud, which is obviously where the electrons are, and this is in these are in like energy levels or rings. Okay, so to find the number of protons in an atom, what you need to do is you need to find the element's atomic number. So, for example, I have a cell from a periodic table. This is beryllium. So the large number is the atomic number, so we see that beryllium has a 4. That means that beryllium has 4 protons. Then to find the number of neutrons in an atom, this one's a little bit more difficult. What we have to do is we have to subtract the atomic number from the atomic mass, or the mass number, whatever you want to call it. So in this case, beryllium's atomic mass is 9. You round up to a whole number. And then the atomic number is 4, so 9 minus 4, this would mean that beryllium has 5 neutrons. Then, what are valence electrons? This is a concept that you do have to draw in when you're creating an atom. Valence electrons are the electrons in the outer ring. Remember when I said in the electron cloud is organized into like rings or energy levels? Valence electrons are electrons in this outer shell, so you see how carbon has 4 electrons in this outer ring. Those 4 electrons are carbon's valence electrons. And an important thing about valence electrons is that they determine the likelihood of chemical bonding, or how an element is likely to bond with other elements. So, for example, if it has a small number of valence electrons, it's likely to give its electrons to another atom to bond, or if it has a large amount of valence electrons, it's likely to get valence electrons from another atom to create a full valence electron shell, and that's how they bond. So to find the number of valence electrons in an atom, you locate the group in which the element is on the periodic table. So what I mean by this is, so for example, if we were to find the number of valence electrons on beryllium, we see that beryllium is in group 2 on the periodic table. This would mean that beryllium would have 2 of its valence electrons in its outer valence electron shell. So to find the number of energy levels in an atom, remember that I said that the electron cloud is organized into electron rings or energy levels. We determine this by looking at the period in which the element is located on the periodic table. So if we go to beryllium again, we can see that it is in period 2. So that means it has 2 electron rings. And just an important kind of key information to note, for those first 3 valence electron, or not valence electrons, for the first 3 electron rings, hydrogen and helium have 1 ring and it only has 2 electrons in it. And then ring 2 and ring 3, adding a second and a third ring, these have 8 valence electrons on them. This little key fact. So beryllium, like we said, would have 2 energy levels since it's located in period 2. Now let's build an atom real quick, or kind of break down finally by breaking down an atom. So we have a beryllium atom here. Remember that we said beryllium has 4 protons because its atomic number is 4, and it has 5 neutrons because 9 minus 4 is 5. So these 4 protons and these 5 neutrons would make up the weight in the center of the nucleus. And then we said that beryllium has 4 electrons because since we're building a neutral stable atom of beryllium, we can find the number of electrons by saying that protons and electrons are equal to each other, which you can only do for a stable atom, because in some cases there can be a different number of protons and electrons, but that's a little more advanced. So since beryllium has 4 electrons, we start by filling out the most centered energy ring. So we put 2 electrons, and then we put another one, and we put 2 more electrons, and then we're done. So beryllium is likely to give its valence electrons to another element to complete their electron shell. So yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications to get notified when I post a video. And if you have any suggestions or have any comments on the video, please make sure to comment those down below. Thanks for watching.